What's up, world? This is Levi Craig with another speed paint video of watercolors. I call it Watercolor Chaos. This one we're doing Baby Yoda, or the child from The Mandalorian. Started off doing little explosions background, as I like to do. Start with that yellow into an orange, and I like magenta more than the red, the crimson red, because I think magenta flows into purple very, very nicely. I like how it also creates a little bit of an atmosphere, because the world of Mandalorian, I forget the name of the world, I think it's like Tartarus or something like that, but it's a desert planet, so it's very, deserty. It's got warm tones to it, and I kind of like that contrast between Baby Yoda, or the child, and that world, because the child is going to be kind of like a cooler color scheme, more greens and blues, and that'll be a nice contrast onto that warm climate of the planet, which will be reds and purples and yellow. But anyway, I'm getting into the child's face. Kind of want to do all the highlights first, or so that I can do proper layering. A lot of wrinkles for this critter. That's kind of the way I do wrinkles, is a lot of layering. So you do one layer of light colors, and then you go back over with the dark stuff, and then you use a very light brush. I like to use a size 6 to kind of just do a brush over to kind of get it to blend together to create all those wrinkles. Like I could scrunch up my forehead and show you kind of like you've got the center line, and then you got like a lighting. It's like there's your glare right up here, and then you go into the transitions. But I don't know if that communicates as well as I want it to or not, but that's typically what goes through my mind when I'm working on wrinkles. And it's a really hard effect to communicate with this character because it's cute. You don't normally associate wrinkles or old features with like adorable. That's more of like a baby thing, but this child is a baby, but it has a lot of wrinkles. Supposedly it's like 50 years old, which that's pretty crazy to me, but it's super cool to play around with. So right now I'm doing the little features. I did the eyes, super high contrast with those, but I did like a light, I had a phthalo blue to kind of create like a little bit of depth in the lower portion of the pupil, because I didn't want it to be completely black. I wanted there to be a little bit of depth going on in there. And that's pretty much, I layer it on really heavy and wet so that I can get those two to blend together nicely. Now I'm working on the clothing for the child, which is all going to be warm tones. And it's not going to have a good contrast against the background, but I guess that's what I'm going to try and do with this piece, is have the contrast so high, meaning it's going to be super dark. Because I wanted there to be a little bit of separation between the subject and the background, but we'll play around with it as we go and try and layer it so that it stands out enough against it. Because normally with my style, I like to have complementary colors against their complements to create a good contrast, so you can separate the various subjects and whatnot. But with this piece, I'm going to do the main face will be a different in color scheme, but the clothing will be the same as the background, which will hopefully not blur together. Now I'm working on the frog that the child has, because I thought it'd be really cute. Because I don't know, there's this weird interaction between space frogs and the child, where he's either eating them or playing with them. So I want the frog's face to have like this expression, like, I don't know what's happening, I might die, I might, I don't know. So I kind of have this like kind of a half frown expression on the frog, while Yoda's gripping him so gently. But working with the tones of that frog, it's kind of the same as the child, or Yoda, or Baby Yoda, and mostly greens and blues to really communicate that kind of skin tone that a lot of those amphibians have, which I wonder if Baby Yoda is an amphibian type. That would be interesting. But anywho's, playing around with the background again. I wanted there to be a little bit of a hint of background elements. I don't know if I'm putting them in there right now. I'm kind of just like touching up on the ear and whatnot in the background. So I wanted there to be kind of like a sun right behind his first ear, or his left ear. And then I kind of wanted some other details, like there's some mountain range I'm trying to put in there, yeah. Oh, and a little bit of the ship. I forgot about the ship. Oh gosh, it's funny. But yeah, there's the Mandalorian ship in the background a little bit. I'm going to put some mountains in there, I believe, in a second. Right now I'm playing around with drips because drips are awesome. Drips are fun, and I like drips because they add so much variety and texture to the piece. Makes it more interesting, more things to look at. Now, with watercolors, I don't like trying to escape the medium. I'm not going for a photograph. I'm trying to make something different and cool. Well, so drips are such a fun element to watercolors. I make sure to really emphasize it in all my pieces because it just creates a nice flow to it. Now I'm working on a little bit of the background. I'm doing some details with a Mandalorian ship since it's dry now because you gotta time it out. You notice I'm kind of like all over. I work on one section of the piece and I'll bounce back to it a little later because I'm waiting for it to dry. All these drips happen while it's dry. And then I just bleed it up into the canvas up above it. That's pretty much it. We're getting really close to the end of this piece. So I'm just working on more and more drips, kind of like not going too crazy with it all over the place. Although with his cloak, I certainly went nuts with it. I had like 3 layers of drips. But anyway, that's the finished piece. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about the tilt in this room. It's just the way my phone was set up. I hope you guys enjoy it, and please leave a comment or two down below. And I hope you guys have a great day.